Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, going to be a match between Effort and Light here on Circuit Breakers. In the top right, we've got ourselves Effort. He's our purple Zerg player. This is the bottom right, not the top right. And in the top right, we have our yellow Terran player. It is Light. Alright, man, so Effort versus Light. They've played maybe 3 or 4 times on the channel already, so I don't have very many replays between the two of these players, and hopefully this will be a good one. This is going to be a Patreon upload for the week of December. I don't know, 20th or something? February the 20th. Wow. Alright, Falcon, get your head in the game. If you're watching this on patreon.com/FalconPaladin the week of February the 20th, thank you very much for supporting me for at least $1 a month. You get to see this 1 month before anybody else. If you're watching this in March, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. I'm here 5 times a week with Brood War content. And if you're watching this after March of 2022, what brought you to my channel? Alright. Terra the Overlord scouting out. Yes, I know Circuit Breakers is a barren wasteland filled with steel and pretty much nothing else, right? Metal of some kind, other metals of some kind, but I know you missed the fields, the open fields and flowers and ponds and stuff, but we are in space now. There are no fields or flowers in space, Terry. Stop complaining and scout the wrong direction, as you are doing. Yes. Maybe you can survive until the end of the game. SCV scouting, hatch firstin'. Everything is super duper okay here on Circuit Breakers. It's a fairly Terran favored map because tanks on this, right? Killing these expansions, you know this map. I don't have to tell you every single time. But we'll see Effort do his best. Do his best to play his hardest here today. Drone scouting the other direction and says, I'm going to take an educated guess that this is where the Terran is. And it is, by golly. And sees the barracks, sees the Marine in production, says, all right, cool. My pool is not anywhere near done yet, but I should be okay. And are we bunkering? No, that's just SCV attacking the hatchery. Nothing too crazy there to speak of whatsoever. Nothing at all, but yes. No gas yet. Probably going to open up with some Mutalisks, which again, I don't know. It's like the greatest opening of all time. But it does force the Terran into building missile turrets and into like defending against mutos, and it really does frustrate them. And it's pretty good at dealing with these like Marine medic balls that come out and you can pick around the edges, and it has a lot of usefulness to the Mutalisk ball. So I'm not going to complain about it too much here. There's your gas. Paraling's on the way just because, you know, there's a Marine coming. He actually backtracked for a second. Now he's coming on in. I like the little bit of color they get on their rifles. Like, you're on Team Yellow today, Sergeant. Here's your rifle. Actually, he's a private. I'm sorry. Private Marine. Your rifle has yellow on it today. Don't confuse it with Team Red's rifles. You will be kicked out of the force. All right. I actually read a Reddit post today that talked about the way that specifically the CIA, but also military branches of the United States, if there is something going on that the people are going to have to stay late for, or if the plans are going to change a lot and people are going to, you know, soldiers and whatnot are going to have to be out in the field a lot longer than they normally would, they give them good food. I'm sure somebody wrote a study about this back in like the, I don't know, the 20s or the 30s or something during World War I. And then like, all right, look, we get fewer mutinies if we tell our sailors they're going to be out to sea for 3 more months than planned if we give them like steak and lobster before we tell them that we're doing this. Yeah, the Reddit thread was just full of people being like, yep, every single time. Every time they extended our deployment, they gave us some good food. The CIA, if they're forced to stay late, they'll just get a ton of pizza going. But apparently they figured out that there are leaving patterns this way that other people can see and get information from. So apparently in recent years, they've taken some care to order things, especially if you're landlocked, right? If you're on land, if you're CIA or whatever, as these lings know it's not happening, but good scout on the Marine count. That's nice. Might have gotten a glimpse of that natural base too. They will order food from separate different restaurants instead of getting like a billion boxes of pizza all from the same pizza joint, because that is just kind of overt and just something that people will notice, you know? Supply depot at the front, worried about this Ling run-by stuff here. It is a good number of Lings, but this is not an attempt to kill the Terran player by any stretch. We're droning out back home. We got a Spire. These Lings are just here to kind of keep the Terran pinned in a little bit, make him worry about a run-by if he decides to move out. And overall, there you go. Getting our Sunkens at the front, recognizing the Marine count is fairly heavy here. And where's our Academy at? There's the Academy at. Are we making medics? We're making medics. So yeah, this is something as a Zerg player really got to pay attention to, is when are these Marines and medics going to come across the map and try to murder you? It could be now. It could be earlier before you even have any medics. It could be, run Lings, you're way outnumbered. You're vastly outnumbered, and these guys are pushing hard now. So yeah, you want 3 Sunkens. If it's later and you have even more Marines and medics, then my golly, you better be ready for that one too. But generally, Zerg wants to make stuff at the very last second for when they need it. So these Sunkens are going to come down. The Lings are trying to buy enough time. There's that run by I was talking about. But there's fire bats on the ramp. Oh, this is so hot. That's so good out of light. Beautiful. He's like, well, I could send the fire bats out, but also this Ling run by I'm worried about. So, oh my, this is really delaying too. This is great. This might allow effort to actually get Mutalisks out. He does. He's getting 7 Mutas out now because these Lings are constantly keeping Light's units back home. So Light is choosing instead to hold back instead of pushing it all. And you know what? I'm not sure if that's the right choice, but that's how he's read it, and he's infinitely better at StarCraft than I am. Yeah, he's just so worried about the run. I mean, yeah, sure, it's 6 Lings, but they don't have any upgrades besides speed, and you can handle that. If I was him, I would have come down with this. But I suppose at this point, he knows the Mutas are out. He knows the timing, and he knows when they're coming because he's building turrets right now. And by that, I mean he's building turrets right now. There it is. There it is. And there were 4 of them? Wow, he's committing hard to this. All right, so the Lings roll in to try to take down the missile turret so the Mutas can get some stuff done. They get 1 turret, which, okay, there's still 3, though, so I don't know. And then the stacking has begun, which means we don't have 11 yet. Are we making any more? Nope. This is pretty good for Mutas at the moment. That was a Queen's Nest I saw, so maybe Hive timing on 2 bases. There's a 3rd base coming up in the bottom left that just got started, and then the Hive starts too. So yeah, we're going 11 Mutas stacked up, doing what they can here. There's your Hive timing. There's your 3rd base timing. I like it. And I think to this point, I really think right now this is something that effort is in a strong position. Oh no. Oh no, he's killed all the medics but 1? He's lost a Mutalisk, but man, this is... Okay, there's 1 down. There's another couple down. But... All right. Maybe don't lose all of your Mutalisks in this feudal effort to win this thing. It's so tight, though. Oh, killing the medic would be awesome because she doesn't have anyone to heal her. She really wants to kill the supply depot, too, which will not supply block Light, but will be kind of annoying, I guess. Yeah, more Ling Muta stuff here. Yeah, they're cruising up right now. He's like, you don't have any fire bats. You're making Marines to try to counter my Mutalisks, which means... you don't have anything really to handle these Zerglings if they jump on your face. They don't have any upgrades again, mind you. No upgrades for anything Zergy-Zerg here. No upgrades yet, although +1 attack is very close to finishing for Light. So that will be useful, yeah. Macro hatch up. The pressure is real. The Terran's thinking about trying to sneak a 3rd base, I assume. I mean, you could be scouting with this SCV, but it's probably going to try to sneak a 3rd base at the 12 o'clock position and hope the Zerg player doesn't find it. Would be my guess. That's what that's all about. Or maybe going top left, too. That's sort of that SCV seems to be heading that direction. Yeah, bunker up. Mutalisk, we've replaced a few of them, but also getting into Defiler mounds. I think at this point, we're saving our money for Defilers. We're saving our money for Adrenal Glands. We're saving our money for Ultralisks, maybe. Mutas are kind of losing their viability as the game goes on here, as upgrades start to come in additionally for these, for the Marines, especially with their +1, with the range, with the stim, with the medic support. It gets a lot harder. You're really going to dive bomb that bunker? I do not recommend this course of action, not even the tiniest of bits. Yeah, SCV top left. Are you going to expand here? I kind of support it, honestly. I do. These Mutas are darting around. They're keeping an eye on potential 3rd bases you could be taking. And, you know, if the Zerg player thinks they've got you pinned onto 2 bases, then it's going to have a, you know, maybe a more arrogant attitude here. Try to push out a little bit. Did kill a bunch of Zerglings, actually. That was a engagement that I missed as the mutas are flying around, but we know what happened thanks to the blood splatter analysis. Irradiate coming in, siege mode on the way. Is Light going to go for that necking stuff? I don't rightly know. I don't know if it will, but man, this is something. Effort is in a position to win this game hardcore right now, without even the tiniest bit of questions. He should be able to win this thing. I know we're only 10 minutes in, but he's got 41 total workers. He's got, what the heck is, did he kill? Oh, he left this one unmutated. He's going to turn it into a spore to try to deal with the science vessel? Question mark. A fourth base is coming up here too. Okay, well, this is a pretty strong push here from Light all of a sudden. Lings. Oh, Dark swarms it up on the bridge. So good. And yeah, sure. Do you want to head over here to the bottom left and try to kill stuff? There's already a Nidus Canal here. So we're just going to get instant transportation down this direction from things like Lings. Defilers are going to come through here too, I have to assume. You'll probably be able to take down this fourth base of efforts, but Adrenal Glands is on the way. He's working on more Zerglings. He's got Lurker Aspect coming in. Yeah, not having Lurker Aspect and going directly into Hive makes it a little bit harder to hold on to this bottom left, you know what I mean? So here we go. Lings jumping in. Dark Swarm, perfection. Absolute perfection. Maybe consume. Yep, second Dark Swarm is up. Then it can't do anything about this now. Absolutely cannot kill this fourth base easily whatsoever. The tanks are firing on them, sure, but they're inside Dark Swarm. The attack coming into the front here, there's two Sunkens. Some Hydras that want to turn themselves into Lurkers as soon as they can, but not happening. And then, yeah, Ling's just kind of jumping out, buying time for the fourth base. Oh, the tanks can hit the fourth base from there. That's pretty good. Another Dark Swarm on top of the tanks. There it is. It's exactly what the Doctor ordered. And Adrenal Gland Lings, even if they don't have any attack upgrades, which they don't, are going to be a problem. That said, going to try to jump in and focus that down. No, maybe. 109 damage, 10 HP. Done. Got it. Did end up getting an attack at the front going fairly well. No Dark Swarm here, but Lurkers wandering in, burrowing in, and there's your scan, but I don't know. Fire Bats not doing super well in this situation. Siege Tanks firing in, actually pushing out Dark Swarm up. Dark Swarm Lurker achieved. Bam, tank down. Everybody else retreating for their lives. All right, so that was a hold on the attack on the bottom right here. Nice irradiate on that Defiler, but the bottom left fourth base dies. And then trying to, okay, throwing up a creep colony here. Does clean up the attackers here at the bottom left, but there's more of them coming because this is 8 Raxi Terran stuff. Right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is a second factory, though. Could be transitioning into mech. We'll keep an eye on that production tab. I mean, going for Vulture speed, but also making 5 Marines at a time. So, like, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on this for sure. For sure. Ugh, Vultures catching out Speedlings out on the middle of the map. Beautiful stuff. All right, so Lurkers coming down. They will be irradiated, though. I'm not sure that I've seen any Scourge get massive connections on science vessels today. So they burrow in, and that one's also dead. All right, so these two alive. That's nice. Dust is nice. Are we doing any dropships is the question. In the pipe 5x5 going to be coming? I don't know. I don't see it. Production tab says no dropships on the way. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 factories now. This could be. Light does like transitioning into his mech. He's very good at it. Yeah, you just wander in, you irradiate the Defiler, you irradiate the Lurkers, and then you kind of move in there. Dark Swarm before I die! Traditional move. By Defilers. Just sunken up here to try to assist, but there's a lot of yellow in this location. And if this is problematic for your color blindness, I'm sorry, but the alternative is everything's red, which is a billion times worse for the minimap, right? Small group of Vulture trying to make sure there's not a 5th base coming up over here. And yeah, just casually, you know, buying your time, irradiating what you can, forcing the Zerg player to replace that stuff. And, you know, free kills with irradiates. It's just energy. It's all good. It's all good. We going? We are going. The Dark Swarm wear off, and let's go. It wore off to be more grammatically correct there. That Defiler! Try to get some slimes up there. Firebat's in the mix. Okay, a science vessel does get picked off. Additional lurkers are down here. They're not irradiated. That Defiler gets a Plague off. Very well executed there. And the medics are going to run themselves out of energy here. But look at this. Top left base from Lights rolling. He's building at the 12 o'clock. He's got this third base rolling too. He may have been behind economically, but keeping all this pressure on the Zerg players really allowed him to expand a whole bunch. And production tab says tanks. Oh, yeah. Vehicle, weapons, additional factories coming in. The transition is real, baby. He was able to successfully keep the pressure on effort long enough to get those factories up to make the transition, which is not easy to do, but it is extremely powerful if you can pull it off. And everybody who loves seeing a meching, Terran versus an elite Zerg, this is for you. We've seen a lot of 8 racks, Marine, Medic, Firebat, Science Vessel stuff recently against Zergs on the channel, so this is it. This is very difficult for Zergs to deal with. This is why you like watching the mech against the Zerg, is because Terran gets wins more often. And we'll see what the plan... Oh, it's going to be Queens. All right, so Effort's going to do the Queen strategy against this mech. He knows what it is. He's preparing for it, and he's going for the Queens. And we've seen the Queens succeed. It used to be, it was a very, very rare thing on the channel that would see Queens succeeding against a meching Terran. That said, I want to say it's happened at least 6 or 7 or maybe like 8 times. It loses way more. Let's not sugarcoat this. My gosh, so many Queens. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There are just certain Zerg players who feel like this is your best bet, is to go these Queens. Spawn Broodling on the siege tanks. Once the tanks are gone, it's a lot easier to handle everything else. It's the tanks that are the problem. For Zergs and Protoss, feel your pain, right? Oh, nice Plague on that whole... My gosh, that whole group of Vultures gets plagued up there. Fantastic spellcasting on Effort's behalf there. But he's got 4 bases, and it really feels like he's just kind of getting drowned and out-expanded here really badly. Map control definitely belongs to Light. And yeah, you've got the instantaneous transportation available with the Nidus. So, wherever the army goes, you can prepare for it. But being only on 4 bases to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's like 6 total bases here for Light. We don't have Overlord speed yet. Working on it. We're working on Gamete Meiosis, the upgrade for the Queens. A drone just trying to naked expand. Are you serious? Can't just expand there like everything's fine, honestly. Charon Booster's coming in. He knows about Queens. He's probably scanned them. You generally try to hide them a little bit. But they're in multiple locations here, so whatever. Irradiating Overlords. When your enemy has the ability to ComSat scan anywhere on the map whenever they kind of feel like it, it's hard to hide what you're doing from them. So it's been a while since we've seen a long macro mech ZVT. The last one was with Sexy, the up-and-coming Terran player, against, I don't know, Queen, probably? It was insane. I think that game got an epic tag. I don't know if this is getting one. This might just be kind of a ruffle stomp on Light's side. Man, Effort was doing so well. Effort was doing so well in the early stages of this game. And then he kind of sort of just got pushed, All right, let's see how this works. It's going to be a lot of Lings running through minefields, trying to clear those out with their little bodies. And then it's going to be Queens trying to find purchase on siege tanks while Goliaths try to kill them and while missile turrets do the same thing. Let's see how this works. Man, gosh, this is so many bases. It's so many bases. I mean, it's pretty even on worker count. Yeah. Okay, we are getting a hatch at the 6 o'clock base now and over here and over here. So, okay, splitting the map in half air and circuit breakers is one way to do this. But against a meching Terran, it's just not going to work out, Vultures! Running on down into this, I don't know, we're going to call this an 8th base, I suppose. Where Vultures do take down a few workers. Okay, all the way down to 63 drones from like 70. And then these Vultures kind of trying to do the same thing. That's a lot of dead lurkers. Oh, it's a 4-run. We're just pushing. We're pushing hard here now as Light. Coming down this left side. Can he hold Can Effort do this thing? He's just got Hydras against Siege Tanks and Goliaths. There is the Spawn Broodling play. Takes down several of the tanks. The Friendly Fire Splash killing a Goliath as well. And suddenly this pushes 1 Siege Tank instead of 4. All right. Oh, getting a little Plague up too to try to help this Lurker murderize, well, for example, these Goliaths. And it's a lot easier to do if they've been plagued, it turns out. Reinforcements heading down to the bottom left, though. Light is not interested in going home after getting some of his tanks turned into Broodlings. No, no, no. He is going to continue to set up tanks on this high ground and force the Zerg player to use his spellcasters on them there. Really wants to irradiate the crap out of these queens, because 1 irradiate is enough to kill a queen. They don't have a ton of HP on them. I believe the only unit in the Zerg arsenal that doesn't instantly die or die eventually to 1 irradiate is the Ultralisk. All right, spawn, 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 but the irradiates are coming. All right, fine, they said. I guess we'll come back here. Get executed instead of getting irradiated to death. Ah, the 6 o'clock base is in a lot of trouble, too. Ay, caramba. All right, this is looking good for Light. Once again, it feels like if a Zerg player can defeat this strategy, it's extraordinarily impressive. The Lings do, again, they've got Adrenal, they got +1 attack and +3 armor, which is great. The mech upgrades are 2-1, where 2 is the attack. And yeah, with this number of Zergling stuff, a handful of Lurkers and a handful of Lings can do pretty well here. Additional tanks showing up, another attack coming to the bottom right, which Lings are jumping on before the tanks siege up. Beautiful play here from Effort, and Lurkers just doing what they can to kill these siege tanks, trying to get out of the range of that, obviously. And yeah, takes this high ground down. Lings, got it. All right, so he does shove the Terran away, but the Terran's taking the left side base. So these 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock bases are ones that are really important. And yes, sure, Efforts try to take this right side 3 o'clock. And the 9 o'clock is almost done here from Light. But even if you just split the map in half, you're just not going to win in this situation in general. Both players are going to lose their attempts to expand to the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, respectively. So yeah, that's not happening. Command center down, and this is not hatchening. Hatchening? This is not hatchening. This hatchery is going to go down as well. More queen shenanigans. Your tanks are dead. Who will save you now? But additionally, Hydras sniping down science specials, getting some nice connections there. All right. Okay, another tank down. And Hydras can fight against these Goliaths just fine. Thank you for asking. Ow, spider mines. More of a problem than they should be, but going to try to clear those out nevertheless. Oh, Overlord dies, which means you're running into a spider minefield. Do the Dragoon thing. Kill them as they pop up before they hit you. Lings rolling up, maybe dragging some spider mines into... Nope, nope. Just killing these tanks with their own little headbutts. I know you're trying to tell me it's clawing game, but it's not that at all. All right, Effort getting some work done coming up this right side. This is turning into quite a match. We're 23 minutes into this thing. It's pretty even, I would say. I mean, Effort, he does have a fantastic economy right now, but he is not making incredible trades today. Although the Queens, I don't know. They don't get irradiated or die otherwise to Goliath. They can be pretty cost efficient here. Hydra's are just going to try to deal with this tank stuff. There's only 3 of them, but oh, spider mines. Spider mines are incredibly cost efficient too, obviously. More Vultures running down to the south, just trying to kill as many drones as they can, as many Defilers as they can. Nice snipe there as well. Hydra's trying to fight them, but drone count not going particularly well here for Effort at the moment. He's got 78. He can't complain too much. But these Vultures hanging out. They got their yellow jumpsuits on. You know, the Marines get yellow tint on their rifles. They have to wear entirely different colored jumpsuits when they go out to battle, depending on what faction they're part of. Color coordinating. Incredible stuff, really. Boom, boom, boom. More Queens on the way to replace the ones that have fallen. There are already 7 of them out. And yeah, they've all got 250 energy, which is surprisingly not enough to cast Spawn Broodling twice. It's enough so you don't have to wait as much for your energy to come back before you can cast your second Spawn Broodling, but you can't just go cast. Even with 250 energy, which has always been... I don't know, you can cast 2 Storms with full energy with the upgrade if you're... If you're a High Templar. Like, why do Queens get the short end of that stick? I don't know. Probably never will. Nice Plague, though. That's going to be extremely useful in the upcoming battle, as Plagues always are. All right. So the Queen's going to move in. I don't... Ooh, EMP catch those? EMP caught a couple of them. Setting up on the other side of the bridge. The mech army looking strong, looking good. And, oh, that's a sick EMP! Oh, man! That just knocked a bunch of these new queens down to very low energy levels. One of them managed to hang on, which is nice. Finally investing in some Sunkens to deal with these vulture run-bys that have been so consistent. Another attempt on the right side, too. I like that Light's got armies on the left side and the right side, kind of forcing the Zerg player to split up a little bit here. Oh, one Sunken is just not enough to deal with, like, 7 Vultures. And there are no Sunkens in the south here, just a couple Hydras, which maybe are going to be enough, who knows. My gosh, the drone massacre numbers today are very big. These queens, they're ready to rock. I don't know what you're running from. I would honestly snipe and then run. But I guess you need 150 energy, don't ya? Don't ya know? We're not there yet. It's a lot of Goliaths covering those tanks for sure, and the EMPs were so good. It takes so long to get enough energy up. Oh, Zerg players, they know the pain. It's 150 energy. And sure, does it one-shot certain ground units? Yeah. Does it one-shot all of them? No. But against Terran, it certainly does. So that may be why we see it here rather than against Protoss ever. This is looking bad for effort. Getting on this high ground position is extremely hard. Really hard for the Terran player to just dislodge the Terran once they're here. But if you catch them when they're still sieging up and, like, maybe focus the tanks that have... Oh, alright. I guess spawn ruling on that siege tank, fine. And the ones that are already injured can die easily, and bam. Effort does manage to dislodge the Terran from the position after I said it's very hard to do so. Still, nobody's managed to take the 3 o'clock or the 9 o'clock positions. It looks like Light is trying to take the 9 o'clock for his own. He's got some turrets to defend it. He's got some vultures to defend it. Spider mines, tanks covering this bridge to defend it as well. If he gets this and he can deny the attempt of the Zerg player to take the 3 o'clock, it's GG. I really think that is what the key is to this game right now. And even if Light gets the 9 o'clock and Effort gets the 3 o'clock, I still think the Zerg player is going to have an incredible uphill battle before he can get this game won. Because having even income, even resource collection against the Meching Terran player is just not going to work about 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, trying to make this Hydra thing... But it's so many siege tanks, and they've got 3/3 upgrades. And sure, the Hydras are 3/3 which is great. And the Lings don't have +3 attack, but they're working on it. And friendly fire tank splashes are going to hurt that siege tank, but not kill it. It's kind of zealot bombing, but it's Ling bombing. Instead, this left side group is still to be removed from this position. I guess they're not actively threatening any of these bases. And Jung spawned ruling. Okay. On a Goliath, and then friendly fire siege splash takes down another one. So it's kind of 2 Goliaths for the price of 1, which is not terrible. Oh, what the what? Did we drop? Oh, it's drops at the 9 o'clock base. Okay, I guess I haven't mentioned that in this game yet, is that drops are really good. Oh, try to get some spawn ruling shenanigans down this left side. All right, these queens have got a couple kills. 3 kills on one of them here. The drop at the 9 o'clock does get cleaned up with a sheer number of vultures that are present. There are no siege tanks, but that can be okay sometimes against a Zerg for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just additional factories. We're just pumping. There's just factories all over the place. Another attempt of Hydras. This just, it feels futile, but the queens, all right. Bam, bam, bam. Tank down, tank down, tank down. Hydra count is not huge and not incredibly strong. And the vultures are causing so much problems for these as well. Trying to toss in a lurker egg. Just kidding. We're going to come out and die to siege tank fire. Thank you for asking. It's 182 to 167 supply. Effort is up. Effort is macroing extremely well right now, but he's starting to get mined out. His first, second, and third bases are mined out, which means the fourth base is not too far behind. The 6 o'clock could get mined out here, too. I like how he's got a secondary hive at the 6 o'clock in case the main gets pushed. Beautiful play there for sure. Did you just find a random Defiler with full energy and irradiate it? Yeah. See, this is why Defilers shouldn't sit around with full energy. If they have full energy, they should be casting something. A Plague or a Dark Swarm or something of the like. Dude, these tanks, though, they're taking hits. Trying to decide if this Hydra attack is cost efficient or not. They're whittling down the tank count, right? They're keeping it from getting too darn big, and there's that Dark Swarm I was talking about earlier. Apparently, Light tried to go up this way. Didn't go well for him. But yeah, this 9 o'clock running with Spider Mines in here. Another drop would probably go pretty well. Spawn Broodling, Spawn Broodling, Spawn Broodling. All right, only 4 tanks remaining. That Spider Mine almost finished off that Siege tank, but it stopped at the very, very last second. All right, so Effort's hanging on to the 9 o'clock. That is good. It's good to see that from him at the very least. 169 to 166 supply. These players are giving to each other as good as they get. The right side base under attack by a handful of Goliath. Siege tank support is not too far away. Trying once again to remove the tank Goliath presence from this left side bridge position, and finally, for the first time in a long time, there is no Terran threatening this bottom left-hand corner. That said, there's only really 2 mining bases in the general vicinity here. That blood looks like Defiler. Oh, drone blood. Drones are transferring up here. Ah, the forensics, the blood forensics. All right, so this right side base is dead, but also the left side base is dead. So once again, Everett kind of sort of able to keep this thing even by making sure the 9 o'clock base is not a super happy place, at least for Light here, but he just lost his 3 o'clock. He's down to effectively 3 mining bases. Yeah, 4th base completely mined out now. Terran's looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 total mining bases for him, so 3 to 4 is bad for the Zerg. Also, not running away this command center seems like a fairly big mistake. That said, he's got other command centers he can float down here, I guess, if he needs to. I don't know what these science vessels were looking for, but they found a bunch of really angry 3-3 hiders and had to retreat. So, as always, on Circuit Breakers, the game gets past the 30-minute mark. It's going to come down to the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock bases. Overlord's kind of scouting out, trying to see what they can do. They're going to die, and they know it, and that's all right. The Lings are fully 3-3 cracklings now, which is wunderbar for the Zerg. Obviously, 3-3 mech's been done for some time. Gonna try to push in with the Queen's defensive matrix is up. And tank down, tank down, tank down, tank down. Goliaths trying to get rid of these Queens, and I think they're gonna die. Ah, radiating them at the very least. Yeah, so a bunch of Queens died there. The reinforcing tank showed up just in the nick of time for Light. He's feeling like thanking his lucky stars for that one. I almost feel like, I don't know, I'm personally a fan based on the games that I've seen. Oh, okay, coming in from the left side and the bottom side. Oh, and the right side, trying to make the tanks all distracted while they're under attack here. Then that's going to overwhelm them for sure. That is definitely a great way to handle. This mech stuff is coming at them from all different angles, and honestly, it's pretty good against the little bio plays too. Zerg coming from all different directions is how Zerg was designed to be most effective. It was, and that was big. 167 and 140 supply, but what I prefer in this situation is drops. What I'd prefer to see from Zerg players who are dealing with this mech stuff is drops. You drop on top of these instead of trying to get Queens who are going to die. The Overlords feel like they're a little bit tankier. They can unload units into great positions. Tanks are on siege. The Hydras are jumping in, but there's that siege sound. Get out of there. No, Effort. Effort, I know you're trying to win this battle. Oh, but surprise. Surprise from the south. Lurkers getting some nice splash damage on these tanks. They die, but they get some spines in there, sure. Overlord's getting focused by the 3-3 Goliath. There's somehow a Ling Hydra attack coming into the 12 o'clock. Yeah, there's one bunker here to try to defend it, but against this many Hydras. And yeah, these Marines are going to have maybe +1 attack. They're not going to have any additional upgrades to speak of. And by that, I mean they have +2, +1, never mind. But the 12 o'clock is going to die. Dude, this game is crazy all of a sudden. Queen's getting EMP, but not after throwing down a little bit of spawn brooding action in here. The right side attack is getting kind of handled by the Terran player, but my gosh, the Hydras, the unsieged tanks, Just not going to work as well coming from the south. Lurkers burrowing in. One of them's irradiated. Both of them trying to spine through, and the last siege tank falls. The 12 o'clock is dying, and suddenly it's only the top left that is income coming in now from Light. The 9 o'clock base is being taken by Effort. What the heck? He's not even trying to retake the 3 o'clock base at all. What is happening here? This is absolutely crazy. This might just get an epic tag. I mean, this thing is not over, but it is 147 to 128 supply. The tank count, the problem here for Light is the tank count has been reduced. Oh, do not lose these drones! Ah! Oh, he just transferred drones through an active mine clearing operation, and they don't trigger on drones. The only reason those drones died to mines is because the Hydras triggered them. Oh, that hurts. He's down to 50 workers now, 49 SCVs. He had a nice little drone advantage, and it's gone now. Trying to use the Vultures as their capacity. Again, they don't trade well versus Hydras or against Dragoons, but if they're throwing down spider mines among the aforementioned enemies, they're going to do pretty well for themselves. Hi, caramba. I guess while we have a minute here, feel free to click the join button down below to become an official member of the YouTube Falcon Paladin channel. It's a good way to kind of just support me every month as I do this. I've been doing this, I mean, it's Brood War cast 5 times a week for 5 years now, 6 years now. So if you want to do that, click join. There's different levels you can choose from, anywhere from just a couple bucks a month, and it's just up from there. So feel free to check it out. Also, patreon.com if you're a Patreon user. Falcon Paladin is a good way to go there as well. All right, man. Let's see. 12 o'clock, maybe getting reestablished by Light. That would be a really good way for him to handle this thing. Tank production is 2 at a time, continuing to make the Goliaths as well. And just threw down, okay, randomly threw down the science facility here. At the 3 o'clock position, I guess to see when Effort's going to try to take it. But I think it's just swung. I think the situation of the game is completely swung over into Effort's favor, but I don't know, man. My gosh, we're going to get a 40-minute CVT mech versus Zerg? Seems possible. I don't know about coming in here. Oh, takedown, 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 takedown. Okay, that whittled down about 5 siege tanks. And Queen got irradiated, so might as well come over here and see how many tanks are left. And it's a lot. I don't know about continuing to come in here. I really don't. Okay, this is getting epic tagged no matter what. No matter who wins. This has been such a hard-fought match. It is so even at 37 minutes right now. The tank count is still too high. The tank count is too high to come and accost with this many Hydralisks. The Queens are going to, again, whittling it down. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ling's jumping on it. Actually rebuffing. Okay, rebuffing this massive tank count. Dude, is that it? That was a bit of a, felt like a last hurrah for Light. But my gosh, the 3 o'clock base for Effort is just cursed. He's not able to expand here at all. Light is not willing to let that happen because he knows at this point that's a GG for him. If Effort can get up the center bases, well, there's no center base, but the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock base, then economically he is in pristine primo condition to win this game. Economics are everything in StarCraft. Okay, so these Queens have enough energy to throw down and irradiate. They're pulling back so they're covered by their friends. And once again, Effort's like, I can take this. Let's go. Spawn Brutaling. Oh, he parasited. No, he didn't. What happened there? Did that not actually... I saw the thing cast. All right. Well, my gosh. When you have enough Ling Hydra to just A-move into siege tanks. Effort, you're an absolute beast. You are a beast of a human here. Wow. I guess I mentioned this as a Patreon cast at the start of the match, didn't I? I forgot. It's been so long. Woo! This was a good one to choose for this week, obviously. All right. Queen setting up left side. Spawn Broodling. Doesn't have enough energy to do anything. Light, last hurrah, quite possibly coming up this direction, trying to get Scourge to go. Takes down, oh, okay, Science Vessel dead. Lurker's getting irradiated here too. I think, yeah, you just need to move down. You need to kill this base. And then look at who's mining here. Ah, Light's taking the 3 o'clock. Siege tanks on the high ground at the 9 o'clock. This is a lot of trouble all of a sudden for Effort. This is one of his 2 final mining bases. And sure, he's going to take care of the right side 3 o'clock that Light is trying to take now, but he's also definitely going to lose the 9 o'clock. This is nuts. This game is absolutely down to the wire. Light's up 128 to 102 supply. Light is long distance mining from the 9 o'clock base because that is how mineral starved he is right now. Drones trying to long distance mining in this location. Vulture snuck on in to try to murderize them. Very, very well executed play here from Light. Queens doing the spawn brooding shenanigans as well as they can. But my goodness, how many of them are there even left? More than I thought, actually. Way more than I thought. Coming up. Okay, tank down, take down, tank down, tank down. All right, the tanks are dead. This Hydra army can probably come and clear this out if they wanted to. Maybe get some long distance mining SCVs as well. There we go. They got the message that that's what's happening here. But gosh, the spider mines are doing such a good job at delaying the Hydra push this direction. Absolutely insane. Another spawn ruling on another siege tank. Radiates getting tossed down all over the place. This queen trying to find something to spawn ruling does. Takes down, oh, and pulls the spider mines to kill friendly surrounding units too. Ah! Whoa! Another command center just kind of left behind, gonna die to Hydralisks. 105 to 84 supply in favor of Light, yes. But Light has got 38 SCVs that he doesn't need right now. That's it, man. The 12 o'clock, there's a couple mineral patches there. The top left base has got about 400 minerals there. This, about 1,000 here. So he's got, you know, a little bit of income happening, yes. And the Zerg player, I mean, not super hot either, but for the 18th time, it feels like, is trying to take the 3 o'clock base. Bam. Get some drones in here. We've got enough gas. Let's get that mineral count up. We have Vespene gas in our claws, in our pincers, and we're going to waste it. We're just going to go ahead and turn that into minerals and not get any benefit from that Vespene gas at all. Broodlings wandering in. Can we attack you, please? Maybe. Yes, no. This is so good. This is so good. Queen trying to find something to spawn Broodling. Not finding any siege tanks, decides to back on out. I'm not sure that you have to push up here if your Effort. Do you want to do that? I guess he wants to do it. He knows the siege tank is basically 0. The siege tank count is 0. Okay, there's one. There's one siege tank in all the world, and that's actually enough for Effort to pull on back. So he's just happily at the 3 o'clock. This little expansion down here is going to run out very soon. Only about 250 minerals on that one. Not trying to retake the 9 o'clock, which I feel like maybe he should. Oh, this is here. Why did I skipped over this one? Okay, so Light has more income. It's got more stuff going on here. It's 123 to 109 supply. This is absolutely nuts. 5 more queens at a time are in production right now. This is crazy intense right now. Who's going to come out on top? It's 137 to 109 supply. Light, his army value keeps increasing. His tank count's been rebuilt a little bit. He's got 5 of them, which is better than 1 by any stretch of the imagination. Overlord says, okay, that's a fairly unprotected base there, but suddenly, big mech army, big traditional mech army coming down right now. Scourge, maybe trying to find a science vessel to kill. They don't see anything. They do drag some... I mean, they drag some attacks over. Are you trying to unload here? Nope. Just trying to miss attacks here. Ah, the tanks are all dead. The tanks are all gone. What is left is just a Goliath Vulture army. They're throwing down the spider mines as well as they tearingly can. And it looks like Light is just going to lose this battle. I don't know how many Hydras are left. Not that many, actually. It is so close. There are 12 more Hydras in production. 2 more siege tanks. 5 more Vultures on the way here, too. Ugh. Goliath down. 93 to 59 supply. That was a humongous swing in favor of the Zerg player there. Light, he's producing, man. He's trying to rebuild that tank out, but he GG's out, and Effort is your winner in 44 minutes and 53 seconds. An absolutely insane ZVT. The back and forths were crazy. We get another Queen win against a meching Terran. We've gotten more of those in like the last 12 months of the channel than in the first 5 years, I gotta say. That was incredible. I just... Woo! The Queen thing worked. How many Queens died? A lot. How many tanks died? Probably more, honestly. I bet each Queen probably got themselves at least one. Maybe averaging 1.5 kills a Queen. Is that a fair number? I don't actually know. That was just non-stop, insanely great play from both of these players, and I cannot be happier about getting able to cast that one. Oh, yeah. I mean, Everett finally gets the third base secured, and he wins. Coincidence? Maybe. The 9 o'clock is owned is owned by Effort and Light at different times in the game, which is obviously hilarious. But I think what that plan was in that final battle was he sent Scourge in through the Goliath count, and he sent Overlords through the Goliaths so that they would waste shots on those. So when the Queens came in, they weren't taking the initial shots. They'd get the second or third or fourth volleys from the Goliaths, but not the first ones, and that was really enough to help keep them alive to close the distance, right? Oh, yeah, and these Queens all have enough energy for another spawn broodling tube. So, yeah, good call Light tapping out there. He was not going to be able to pull that off. You know, there's handfuls of minerals left here in different locations, but overall, nah, just got overwhelmed. Yeah, man, when Effort was down, stuck on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, stuck on 7 bases. When he had the southern 7 bases, but he had no ability to take the 3 o'clock or the 9 o'clock, I just figured he was toast. But he managed to strike out a few times, defend his own bases, replace them as necessary. That full 360 surround almost that happened over here was very good. And then same thing. A couple really nice surround engagements. The Queen's consistently getting some decent hits off. Obviously dying, but willing to do so for the cause. And Zerg comes out on top. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So end of the day there, we're looking at 430,000 points rather for Light and 450,000 for Efforts. That is a 1,600 to 1,000 produced unit count today, where Light killed 1,409 Zerg units and did not win, which is just how epic and crazy this game was. Structures raised is 40 by Effort and only 9 by Light. Resources here actually outspent the Terran by about 11,000 more resources, which is more than I would expect before I clicked on this tab. But ended up mining more gas mine, more minerals mined. I guess he more fully mined out his southern bases than Light mined out his northern bases. And then whatever we got from the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock were just extra. So GG today. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.